Well, farmers in the Western Cape are preparing for the harvest season, and Agriculture MEC Ivan Meyer is urging Eskom to review and adjust its power cut schedule. He says the current timetable will have a negative impact on farmers. But for more on this, the MEC joins us now from the mother city. MEC Ivan Meyer, thank you so much for your time. This appeal quite important, not only for farmers, but also for job creation and obviously for food production.
Firstly, good morning to you and good morning to your viewers. Absolutely. A survey was done by Agri Western Cape, which confirmed that farmers and producers are using about 80% of the electricity coming directly from Eskom. And so it is important that we have stable electricity provision for farmers, as you say, also, and not only for farmers, but also for the whole value chain, because farmers need electricity supply, but stable electricity supply. We understand the issues of load shedding, but farmers need stable electricity supply during the harvesting season, because this is the harvesting season. A study was done that it is between November and March is the peak period for agricultural production. And so we need stable electricity supply for irrigation, because farmers need to pump water for irrigation purposes. Irrigation is the key critical factor, but also the pack houses and then the cold storage is critical for any farming business.
What's the estimated cost of the loss should Eskom not heed this appeal?
Well, this runs into billions of rand. I know of farmers that are already spending in the region of 1 million rand per month just on electricity and diesel, for example, to replace Eskom power. This has a massive knock-on effect, and the reason why I've asked the Eskom to also arrange an alternative schedule for our farmers is because farmers need mainly electricity supply around from 5 o'clock in the morning until about 5 o'clock in the evening. And this is for us critical in the Western Cape, because we are responsible for about 20% of the agricultural gross value production. And in the Western Cape, we are responsible for 55% of all South Africa's primary agricultural exports. So this is critical that we have alternative schedules. We know the areas, and this is critical. Irrigation is the center of farming activities countrywide.
Has Eskom responded to you, MEC?
Well, not yet. I have written the letter about 2-3 days ago. I will certainly following it up immediately tomorrow morning, because this is for us very critical. I have recently visited a farmer in the Langeberg region there in Montetjie in the Koo Valley, and he explained to me the impact of load shedding on the farming business. So I will be following this matter up. This is for us very critical, because we have seen, as you rightly pointed out, it is critical for job creation. We have seen in the last quarterly labor figures, agriculture produced a massive amount, hundreds of thousands of jobs in the agricultural sector countrywide. So it is critical for the economy to protect jobs, and we need stable supply of electricity on our farming communities.
All right. When it comes to farmers, I mean, under normal conditions, what have been their challenges? And I'm raising this point because we don't want to exacerbate already the challenges that, farmers are being faced with load shedding or with blackouts, because there are ongoing, challenges I can imagine within the Western Cape province. Some are saying in Gauteng that the rains haven't been kind to them, the hail hasn't been too kind to them. So to have load shedding or blackouts will further exacerbate those challenges that already exist.
Absolutely. We must also remember that in large parts of the Western Cape, particularly in the central Karoo, as well as in the Machikama area, we still in large parts there are droughts, and we have also seen recently countrywide massive floods. So farmers are facing numerous challenges, from floods to droughts, now to load shedding, and in some cases also, theft on their farms. So this is really very, very important, because farmers are responsible for food security in South Africa. And for me, it is very critical that we protect food security. We have seen during COVID-19, it was farmers that provided the necessary humanitarian relief and support during the crisis. So absolutely correct, as you say, farmers are facing numerous challenges, and this is one of the most critical challenges, the load shedding schedule, because farmers are now in the harvesting season. And during the harvesting season, you want to harvest as much as possible, transport it to your pack houses. They require electricity from the pack houses. It needs to go to the cold storage. And one of the biggest challenges that farmers experienced during the last year was also around the harbour. Remember, we are exporting 55% of South Africa's agricultural primary products, and so the harbour is a very critical in the pipeline of our exports, but we have established with our local Minister of Finance here in the Western Cape, put a task team together, and I think there are some slow developments happening at the harbour, and we are very pleased with the progress that is currently being made. But we cannot waste the current harvest season. It will impact on the productivity of the farm, but also on the income of the workers.
MEC, you raised another important point around theft, which it seems to be quite a problem for farmers. And I can imagine if there's also, no electricity, that can further exacerbate security systems around the farm. Further elaborate on that. How much theft is sabotaging the efforts by farmers out in the Western Cape?
Well, theft on farms across South Africa is a major issue, but it's also the issue of copper theft on farms. When you steal copper and electricity supply lines, then there is no security, there's no electricity provision on farms, and this also poses a serious challenge for the safety of our farmers. That's why we have also established a rural safety desk where farmers can contact us, because for me, the safety of our farmers are critical, because I understand the importance of rural safety, because we believe that an attack on a farmer, an attack on an agri-worker is an attack on the economy. And we have seen that it was agriculture that protected the growth of the economy. And so it is the role of the state. It is my duty and it's my responsibility and that of my government to protect our farmers and our agri-workers in the Western Cape.
I appreciate you speaking to us. Western Cape MEC for Agriculture, Ivan Meyer, thank you so much for your time this morning, making that appeal to Eskom to review load shedding schedule to further support farmers. It's harvest season right now. They do account for food security, not only in the Western Cape province, in the country, in the greater region of the continent. We do need to have our farmers better supported when it comes to energy, when it comes to electricity.